Yeah, shit gets real deep when you get into like all of the things that was. But yo, I never saw it in the movies, is what I'm saying. I never saw that shit. And I had to dig so fucking deep to learn about like what slavery kind of sounded like in this one book about a Jamaican slave revolt, where like I can't get these images out of my head, and I never pictured it one time that vividly because it's always like this soft shit. It's not like a white guy pulls out a gun and blasts a person and everybody just like looks at it happening kind of shit, and then people just move on like people are cattle type. But you don't really see that side of it in any of the media. And that's where I'm like, I don't know if it's helpful, but like I just know that if me and mine saw that shit more, it might add more context to some of the things other people say.
Yeah, that's why I really like the show Lovecraft Country, because it kind of gave you a sense of what that was. Like for them to even use a real life event like Emmett Till's funeral to also circulate an episode around, it was really dope to see that dynamic. And like we definitely need to do that more, like the context within it all, like with even within the people that hated or even lied and said, hey, this person whistled at this white woman, like the narration of the whole thing, like okay, yeah, this person lied, and then like they had to keep up with the lie, and then everyone else is all for it. They're like, listen, it doesn't matter, it's this type of situation, it's clean cut. And knowing like the disparity it caused the family, and like just the stain in itself of ignorance that is left on society too, because for so long it's been okay for this stuff type to happen, and for excuses or certain justifications to like let it go, or oh, like it's not as bad as you think, you guys came a long way from that type of stuff, but they found other ways to kind of still give us the lynch effect, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm.
So but definitely a way of them doing that is like withholding the stories from us too of what we've gone through, and only putting their stories. Like there's so many
Yeah.
movies about the Holocaust, like
You know, I tell
Facts.
people all the time that when you look at it in reverse, right? Like it's like they've had. If I was white, that means that since the beginning of the inception of movies and movie theaters and the movie business, I've seen myself in every role imaginable, in every movie and every show that has ever come out in the history of TV and movies. If I'm white, right? Like you're literally the star, the antagonist, you're the star's co-star, you're the female, you're the director, you're the studio
Yo,
owner, you're the key grip, you're the
yo, it's
assistant director, you're the every position was filled and has always been filled essentially with white people. They've seen
but it's
themselves in
also like
TV their entire lives.
Bonnie just dropped a great one. Hollywood has run out of white stories, and we know this because all they're doing is remakes. They
They
don't
ran
have.
out of those a long time ago. They ran out of
yes,
those
I
in the
was just saying
80s.
this is the era of remakes. I
That's
am so
garbage to
upset,
me.
because it's like where's the creativity, where's the ingenuity, where are the new storylines, especially when we're like in the 21st century, where are like even new sci-fi films, like things are just gory and just deliberate now, nothing has no creative basis at all, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like
Like
TV though
honestly, the
has been
last movie I was
revitalized.
able to really enjoy was The Great Gatsby, and that was only because Jay-Z infused hip hop with the 1920s, which I
Yeah,
thought was so fucking fire. Like
genius. Yeah.
that
Now
was
it got
awesome.
me to care. It got me to care about something that I've never cared about my whole entire life.
That
Like I
movie was
never
good.
gave not even like a half a quarter of an iota of a shit about like the Great Gatsby story, the book, none of it. Like I did not care
I love the
at
book.
all.
I'm a
And soon as
bookworm.
I saw a trailer and it's got like what was it? What was it? Was it?
I think it's.
I forgot what song. They got Ham or something that Jay
Yeah,
Z and Kanye had on Watch
the
the Throne
saxophone,
album.
and then just
That
infusing the whole flapper generation and all that with the long cigarette holders. Like it was
yeah,
just
now
so
they made it
fire.
look sexy. They made it look sexy, and they did it. And like even though we weren't there, we weren't represented. You didn't feel like we weren't there, we weren't represented, because Jay-Z is curating the soundtrack,
No, that was
and
one of the
then
Littyy's soundtracks. Like I was
yeah,
drawn to the movie for the exact same reason, cause like
yeah.
I mean I tried classics with literature. I have tried every time I try to read a classic, I am very disappointed. So I just stick with my nonfictions and history
Did
books.
they ever do a movie on Animal Farm?
Cartoon movie. There's definitely a cartoon movie on Animal Farm.
Yeah.
But
I would
not
love
like
for them
the.
to do something with George Orwell too. I feel like he was beyond his years
But
too.
not I read one of his ones that was like in Africa. I don't. The country starts with a B. I can't remember which one.
Botswana?
A different one. I don't remember. I'm not gonna remember right now. But
Like
still.
54
But it
books.
was like,
So
it was really interesting. It wasn't 1984. It was like really just social commentary on different shit. And like, there's a lot of stuff that Orwell wrote about that nobody ever talks about, including like racism and shit, which I think is super nifty.
a lot of his books were banned,
Mm,
especially Animal Farm in 1842, 1942, whichever.
1984.
Yeah, 1984. Sorry.